Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. I hope you're doing well. So far, this has been a fantastic year for books. I've been on such a good reading streak, and I have a few 5 stars that I've read this year. Books that have really touched me, books that were such an experience. Most of the books I've read this year are 4 stars, 4.5 stars, but these 3 books are 5 stars. And we're just gonna talk about them. For a quick little preview, Song of Solomon, Toni Morrison. That was my first 5 star of this year. From what I recall, Heart of the Sun Warrior, which is book 2 of the Daughter of the Moon Goddess duology. And most recently, Rage of the Dragons. I've been saying this wrong. The Rage of Dragons, Evan Winter. Read that book last month. Love it. Still thinking about it. First, we're gonna get started by talking about Song of Solomon. The story is about the character named Milkman. He grows up with a very interesting family. He feels very spiritually dead, feels very unfulfilled. He meets obstacles with his family. He goes on a journey to find gold, and on that journey to find gold, he finds the true gold, if you will, which is the things that he's learning about himself from within. It's a journey of discovery, the self-discovery of a black man in America. I love everything about this book. This is my first Toni Morrison book. Her writing is just so amazing. I feel like she can make any prompt just sound so beautiful, so eloquent. I actually have Sula in my TBR. Plan on reading that soon. The book just stuck with me, and around this time I also watched Sinners, which also really touched me in a way. Just the theme of living in a country that would want to tear you down as a black man. It felt empowering in a sense. It was nice seeing a black man grow, just come into himself a bit more. The parallels, how we uncover, the past of his family, and how that parallels with his current life. Is just such an amazing story from top to bottom. Looking forward to reading more of her work. Once again, beautiful writing for a beautiful story. Song of Solomon. Next, we have Heart of the Sun Warrior by Su Lin Tan. This is one of my first fantasy books that I've read. I read Daughter of the Moon Goddess a few years back, and just this year I finally got the book 2, and I can say that this is a solid 5-star duology. Sometimes sequels can be hit or miss. This one was definitely a hit. The story is about Shingen. She once lived with her mom on the moon, but then she had to leave. She comes to find out that her mom is actually imprisoned on the moon. So she spends her time in the immortal realm, figuring out how to free her mom from her imprisonment, developing romances, joining the military, getting stronger, making friends, discovering this new world, things such as that. The world building, beautiful. I love how she describes things, how she just paints a picture for me. Once again, the writing is amazing. The way she describes feelings, once again, the way she builds the world, it's so masterfully written. And the story itself is empowering. From going into the immortal realm with absolutely nothing to becoming one of the strongest warriors, inspiring, captivating. And book 2, once again, didn't disappoint, because book 1 was perfect, top to bottom. It could have ended there, but even when it continued to follow on and things took a turn for the worse, it still landed very well. It was intense. I didn't know how they were going to get through it, but they got through it. And the way that it played about, the way the romance occurred, the way the action played its part, it all just made sense. And it all made for a good book 1 and book 2. And speaking of duologies, we got Rage of the Dragon. The Rage of Dragons. I keep on saying that wrong. I have book 2, The Fires of Vengeance, but I haven't read it yet. I intend on that being my next audiobook listen. I'm currently listening to Big Mall by Kate Black. But if book 2 lands, this will also be another amazing duology. Honestly, now that I think about it, the plot of Rage of the Dragons, even though it's completely different from the plot of the Heart of the Sun Warrior, there are things that can be compared, such as him being left with nothing after watching his father get killed. Now, Shingen's mom doesn't die, but she does find out that she's in prison, so that can somewhat be compared. In this situation, he built himself up to get vengeance for his father, while in this one, she built herself up to free her mom from her imprisonment. It can somewhat be compared. I said this in my last book review, but this book is good. The action, love the action, and the way the action plays a part into it, and the romance plays a part into everything, the way it all ties together, and the way that Tao, the main character, grows to becoming just a great fighter. It's captivating, it's gritty. I also felt inspired by Tao not particularly having any talents, but still putting in the work, still being consistent, and that being how he gets to the point that he's at. Once again, cannot wait to listen to book 2. Man, that's all my 5 stars for this year. I hope to read some more 5 stars before the year is up. Here's what we got so far. Once again, it's been such a good year for books. Still reading, still listening to some great stories, and just looking forward to the stories that are to come. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you have a great night, evening, day, whatever. Peace. Wait, before I go, I just wanted to quickly show some books that I got yesterday. So this is like a little mini book haul. First, we have Talk to Me Always by Alexei Lumbo-Mirsky. I know I said that wrong, I'm sorry. I read this book senior year of high school and I love it so much. I just wanted to get it for collector's sake because I initially read it on my phone. Just the concept of poetry and photography really stuck with me, and I do that every so often, really inspired the poems that I write and some of my photography and how I've mixed the two together. Like, let me give a quick little example. How we have a picture here and then a poem here with it. It's a beautiful collection of the author's, you know, talking about his family, his wife, his kids, and just his life in general. I don't remember it too clearly. Like I said, I haven't read it in a few years, but I just remember really enjoying it. It's one of my first looks into modern poetry. Then we have Sula. Like I got this on Thrift Books, so it's not like it's in good condition. The dust cover isn't even on it, but the column says Sula, and that'll get the job done. Literally, in this video, I was talking about how I'm looking forward to reading this. So I am looking forward to reading this. Can't wait to read more of Toni Morrison. Then we have Richard Wright, The Man Who Lived Underground. Reading this because I got recommended, or I'm going to read this, it's in my TBR, because I got recommended to it in one of my videos. So looking forward to reading this, very much so. Don't know that much about it, haven't looked up that much of a synopsis. I just know that I just have a feeling it's gonna be good. So just wanted to do that really quick. Now, bye.